Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Senator, welcome back to Special Report.
Hey, Brett.
Right off the bat, he barely moves. And we're going to look at something from a year ago so that you can see the difference. Not yet.
I want to start with the COVID relief bill. This was President Biden this afternoon about that bill. Take a listen.
Now, he is swaying, which is normal for McConnell. He also is tight-lipped, which is also normal for McConnell. It's like he's always holding something back.
Critics say the plan is too big, that it costs too much. But let me ask a rhetorical question. What would you have me cut? What would you have me cut out?
What would you have him cut?
So we didn't actually get to see the transition, but the face prior to them cutting to the president to the face afterwards has fallen and become taunter. Usually the emotion that goes with that, stress, our favorite one, and a huge amount of dislike mixed with trying to hide that emotion.
Senator?
That's a good question. First of all, the minimum wage doesn't belong in there. The Congressional Budget Office says it would cost 1.4 million jobs we'd lose. Second, $350 billion for bailouts to poorly run states, clearly not necessary. With regard to the school funding that they added, by the way, the school funding that we've already provided is not yet spent out in a bill we passed just a couple of months ago. But of the school funding that they add, only 5% of it is used this year. The rest of it's spent out in future years. I thought this was supposed to be a package about COVID relief. This is wildly more expensive, Brett, than the country needs at this particular time because the vaccine.
I'm going to assume that the talking points were discussed because he's not looking around in his brain for any of these answers. We see him slow down in his speech as he's bringing up the RAM part of the pre-done part, but he's not looking around. He's not contemplating or putting it together. It's pre-done. It stutters a little bit, finds the flow, and then continues on.
Vaccines are rolling out, shots are getting into arms, the economy is getting better and better. I think my 10 moderate Republicans went down to see the president, suggested that they could justify about $500 or $600 billion.
Also, please ignore his lazy eye.
This is $2 trillion. To put that in context, that's what we spent at the height of the pandemic last April. It's wildly too expensive and full of Democratic asks that they want to take advantage of under the name of COVID relief.
So do you expect to lose any Republicans on this bill?
Well, I certainly hope not. We didn't lose any on the first round, which was the budget, which makes possible the second round, the budget reconciliation that we expect to get over from the House soon.
Do you think that Democrats are positioning, possibly not only with this COVID bill, but other bills to try to use reconciliation, the process by which they only need 50+1?
Yeah, they are, and they will probably try to do one more, and in it you can anticipate all of your taxes going up. Business taxes going up, which of course will be bad for the economy, individual taxes going up. These guys live to raise taxes, and no matter what they call the next package, you can anticipate it'll have in it a very significant tax increase for the American people.
Senator, back under President Bush 43, you were a proponent of earmarks. So right now, should Congress reinstate earmarks, restore that spending authority that essentially went to the executive branch?
Yeah, I think earmarks are very unpopular among Republicans. I think we're very unenthusiastic. There may be some Republicans interested in that sort of what's called congressionally directed spending. It doesn't enjoy much support among Republicans, either in the House or the Senate.
So you've switched your thinking about it. Obviously, you were a proponent before.
Well, I represent the entire conference, and I can tell you the overwhelming majority of the Republican conference in the Senate is not in favor of going, even if the Democrats craft the bill so that those are.
That was a skip. I don't like skips. Means you may have missed something. The comment that we want to make on this part is how he is not turtling Mitch McConnell because of whatever's wrong with him, arthritis, whatever, turtles. And when he's stressed, like right now he was just confronted, he tends to turtle a lot more. But we're actually seeing something different. He's coming out and he's portraying confidence, but he's also stiff.
Permitted, will not be asking for him.
I want to talk about nominees, specifically Neera Tanden. Why do you want to hold the GOP line on the OMB director nominee, Neera Tanden?
Well, she's excessively partisan. She tweeted frequently. We're accustomed to that these days. But she took shots at everybody. She's taken offensive shots at almost all of my members. You think of people in charge of OMB as being kind of honest brokers that you can talk to. And she's been so partisan that she's generated opposition from even my most moderate members, for example, like Senator Collins, Senator Romney, who are always looking for opportunities to be cooperative with the administration. This is just another example of the fact that the president has chosen a very progressive beginning. His chief of staff on MSNBC yesterday said with regard to the COVID package, the most progressive legislation in a generation. The president has decided not to be a centrist, and therefore he shouldn't expect much Republican support for these kind of initiatives.
You know, Democrats point to Trump nominees like Rick Grinnell, who is a prolific partisan tweeter who did not have any problem getting through a confirmation vote. But more importantly, critics of this holdup say, you know, Republicans didn't even address some of President Trump's tweets that dealt specifically with people.
Yeah, I think a lot of my members chose not to comment on the president's daily tweeting. I was among them, and we concluded that was not a constructive use of our time.
So you don't think there's a...
Oh, that was kind of weird. So he goes in tight with the mouth and then he slowly lets it out to where it skips back up and then comes back down to relax. And also behind it is a smile. Now we all can agree something weird is going on. I have no idea what it is. But when you have someone tight-lipped and it wiggles down and they're smiling and not a smile of any kind of deception or ugliness, it's almost like a funny in the back of their mind. If I don't like somebody, I certainly don't laugh about what they did that I think was bad.
A difference there as far as holding one side accountable or not?
Well, I think when it comes to being confirmed, your record is before the Senate. The Senate's in the personnel business, unlike the House. And so when members come up for confirmation, their whole record is before us. And in this day and age, tweeting is part of your record.
So here we finally see him. He's gone off script to answer this question. I'm assuming this was not one of the pre-done ones. And you see him doing a brain search, which unfortunately is emotion. And we all know how emotional people are. They're not bad people. They just can be, well, emotional. Emotional people make decisions on emotion, tend not to be reliable, they live in fear, and they do things for self-preservation, and they're easily manipulated.
All right, we're just 12 days, Senator, since your really blistering speech on the Senate floor about former President Trump. Here's just a piece of that.
He did not do his job. He didn't take steps so federal law could be faithfully executed and order restored. No. Instead, according to public reports, he watched television happily, as the chaos unfolded.
Sorry, I interrupted you there with your speech. You were saying.
Well, look, my point is what happened in the past is not something relevant now. We're moving forward. We've got a new administration. It's a very left-wing administration. We need to make sure the American people understand that this is not what Republicans stand for. I want to say this about the president. Having chosen the progressive route, he's certainly made it a lot easier for me to unify my members in opposition.
You're talking about President Biden, but the reason it's relevant, and obviously I'm sure you read the lengthy statement from the former president saying the Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm. McConnell's dedication to business as usual, status quo policies, together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader. It goes on very specifically. When you read that, what was your reaction?
The Republican Party is
So you saw a slight stress smile.
actually in very good shape. We gained seats in the House.
You also see him weaving purposely now, not about his age or any uncomfortable pain. It's really the uncomfort is coming from the mind.
We elected 50 Republican senators when everybody was predicting we were going to lose the Senate. The Democrats didn't flip a single state legislature. We flipped 2, picked up a governor. The Republican Party had a very good day on November 3rd. We're sorry we lost the White House, but the Republican Party demonstrated once again this is a 50-50 nation.
And when it comes to the emotional context, as far as we're sorry we lost the White House, it's neutral. There's no, no, he's not, or, oh, I really am. It's literally neutral. There's nothing there.
We're very competitive, and we'll be competitive again in 22.
Do you blame the former president for losing the 2 Georgia Senate seats?
I don't have any further observations to make about that. We're looking forward.
Okay.
Dealing with the new administration.
So he weaves on that one. He doesn't like the question. He gives nothing else away as he's blaming President Trump. There's actually there's nothing there. It's literally just an emotional pit of nothing. It's like asking somebody if they hung their laundry up. Did you do the laundry? Yeah. Do you blame the laundry for being dirty? No. It's very weird. You would expect with so much controversy, you'd see something. So I would say to see nothing says something. We just don't know what it is.
Let me ask you
And
this.
trying to hold the Senate in 22.
It's ahead of this big speech this weekend at CPAC. Should the former president be speaking at CPAC this weekend?
I don't have any advice to give the former president about where he should speak or what he should say.
Okay. Is there a
So we saw some emotion there. We heard it in his voice. The mouth tightness and the movement in the beginning with the swallow, the very curt speaking. I don't have a slight negative in that one, throwing it away. Irritation that he keeps getting asked about it. Irritation about the speech. We don't know.
civil war in the GOP currently?
No. I think if you're looking at it for a real civil war, look at the Democrats in the House, the progressives.
So we see him weave on that one, but that literally, because it's such a big stretch to one side, and you can kind of see some relief there, that is not a weave of the mind. That's literally the body stretching itself out, because we don't see it go back and forth. We just see it one spot. Oh, stretch that. That's good. Back.
Making it extremely difficult for Speaker Pelosi to operate, given the narrow margin she has overall in the House. I think the Biden administration is making it easy for us to get together, and I think we've unified in opposition to this new administration's extremely progressive approach. The President Biden has made it quite easy for us to get together.
And he's smiling on that one. A genuine smile. Biden has made it easy. Oh man, I would love to be a fly on the wall. But let's go look at an earlier video.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Some of you are probably wondering what's left to be said after listening to all this for the last 2 or 3 weeks. As you know, I'm occasionally rather parsimonious with my comments.
So as you can see, this is Mr. McConnell, and this is about the impeachment hearing, the first one. And this is shortly after the vote. Obviously, Trump won, and this is his speech afterwards. And you can see how happy he is. He's not stressed about it. He's not disappointed. This is a victory.
And I thought it best to wait until this was behind us before having a more open discussion with all of you about what we've just witnessed.
And as you sit there and watch him in this one, he's not prepared, as in a prepared speech. You see him looking around in his brain. He's giving a look-see to everyone. The other thing you see, too, is that he tends to not like to look at these people. He likes to look down a lot, which is the symptom of an emotional person. They don't like confrontation.
Let me start by saying I don't think any of you doubt that this was the most.
So then you see him actually transition. He stands up straighter, he puts his hands together, and now he's going to start the speech. So you see he's extremely happy with the outcome, no stress, relieved. And now think about the interview he just gave Brett Baer. We're seeing a lot of stress. We saw some irritation on the question or the situation, we're not sure, compared to where he was in his relationship a little over a year ago. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what happened. But again, I say, if these people can't be upfront with you and tell you exactly what's going on because of politics, I wouldn't have them as your representative.
I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, Fero. Fero is one of the few cryptocurrency projects that I respect. Unlike most other cryptocurrencies, Fero is focused on safeguarding your financial privacy without compromising on trustlessness, which means no third parties are required, and transactions are private by default. Fero also has an exciting roadmap to look forward to. Features such as Instant Send, where payments can both be sent and confirmed within seconds. There's also Elysium, which adds tokenization functionality similar to Ethereum, but it also enables these assets to enjoy Fero's privacy technology. There's many more things on the roadmap, and if you'd like to learn more, head over to fero.org. If you'd like to learn more about analysing body language, there is a video course available on Mandy's website for Gold subscribers, where Mandy teaches more about her techniques of deception detection. There's also other content such as the Crime series and Interesting Minds series, available to both Gold and Silver subscribers.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.